Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Matt from Brucko.
Yo, it's Ivory from Bruh Code. What's good?
What's good? What's good? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm feeling good today, bro. Ready to get into this juicy topic today, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think something wrong with you, bro. You be loving the. I'm a huge LeBron fan, bro. But LeBron with the Lakers, bro, he ain't cutting it, bro. That's just my take. That's my take. Like, I love LeBron, man, great player, but LeBron's Lakers. That's just me, bro. But that's just kind of entry level into the topic today, man. So what we're talking about today is like who was better, Kobe's 2010 Lakers or LeBron's 2020 Lakers. I'm not gonna lie, man. That 2010 team was that's one of my favorite Lakers teams, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm riding with the Kobe 2010 Lakers, bro. Straight up.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Kobe Lakers or the LeBron Lakers. I mean, I think they're two different teams, but there's some similarities, but there's also some differences. So, hey, I love to get into this conversation, bro. I'm going with Team LeBron, bro.
Okay, bro, man. Let's fix the audio a little bit, man, so we can hear you a little bit better. So why you saying that, bro? I don't care, bro. The 2020 Lakers came with the 2010 Lakers, man. You know, so that's just my thought. And I tell you why. Just my thought. I know it's two different eras of basketball, but when you had that 2010 Lakers, off rip, you got Phil Jackson as your coach. You got Phil Jackson. You can't compete it. You can't compete with it. You got Phil Jackson as your head coach. Two up front, you had Andrew Bynum, who was still effective, and you probably had one of the most versatile offensive big men at the time in Paul Gasol. You know,
Mhm.
you had still your wife, Derek Fisher, as your point guard. You had Kobe, man. Who was the starting small forward on those teams? Oh, Meta World
Meta World
Peace.
Peace. Yeah.
Meta World Peace, better known as Ron Artest. You know what I'm saying? So we from Detroit, so we still remember him from, the Broad. What was that? What did they call that, bro? Malice
Malice
at
at
the
the
Palace.
Palace.
At the Palace, man. But man, that 2010 Lakers team, bro, that team was and then you got Kobe, bro. Kobe willed that power, willed that team, bro. It's just
Yeah.
that 2010 Lakers, bro, was tough.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially because, by the way, can you hear my audio? Is it better?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah. That team, I mean, that was the era of the Twin Towers. You had Duncan and Robinson, or I think Robinson. No, he probably retired a little bit earlier.
We'll talk about that.
But yeah, you had those Twin Towers. You had the center and the power forward, and it was still relatively not a 3-point shooting league as much as it is now. So the spacing wasn't as much. So you had a lot of inside out offense where you could dump the ball to Andrew Bynum or Paul Gasol and they go to work. And then you had Kobe, he was really good in the mid-range game. So that kind of kept the defense honest. So if you were a finesse team like the Sacramento Kings, it was a really difficult time for you to like really transition. But no, I would say that team was great. But the reason why I like the 2020 Lakers better is because the competition was a little bit more fierce, in my personal opinion.
What?
Even though you
What?
had a bubble.
What? The
Yeah.
2020? No, boy. Like how, bro?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
How, bro?
Let me explain
That's
how,
BS,
bro.
That's BS, bro.
Hey, I got some facts to back it up, right? So you think about the Lakers, you think about the 2020 Lakers, like the pandemic itself, that was a challenge within itself. Then, I mean, the Lakers, obviously, they had to play. Who did they play the first round? They played the Portland Trail Blazers. Then the second round, they played the Houston Rockets. The third round, they played. I don't even remember who they played third round. Was it? You remember?
Well, I don't remember, bro. You got to look it up, man. I'm looking it up right now. The 2010 Lakers, bro. You can't compete, but you know what I'm saying. You can't compete, bro. That's just me.
But I know they played the Heat, though. I know they played the Heat, but basically the Lakers. I mean, you had the Clippers coming at them, right? You had Kawhi in them. You had like the West was stacked. Even though like the Warriors, they wasn't in playoff contention. But I think it was it was good though, bro.
I'm gonna say this, man. Look up who they play. I'm about to give you the 2010 Lakers, bro. First round, they had OKC, bro. That was a young OKC team, bro. That was young Russell Westbrook and young Kevin Durant. And if you remember, bro, just 2 years later, you know what I'm saying, they were in the finals. So that OKC team was up and coming, bro. And I think that following year, I think they beat the Lakers, if I'm not mistaken. No, Dallas might have beat them. But then in the second round, bro, they end up playing who they end up playing, bro? Utah, bro. So That might have been the years of Carlos Boozer and what's my man Darren Williams. So they sweep them, right? They beat the OKC in 6. They sweep Utah, but then they get to the NBA, they in the Western Conference Finals, bro. They going against Phoenix. So think about Phoenix beats Portland. I think that's the Portland team that probably had Brandon Roy and all of them on there. Phoenix had just swept San Antonio. You know what I'm saying? So I know San Antonio wasn't as good as it was becoming in other years. And that's that Steve Nash Phoenix, bro. That's the Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash
Mhm.
Phoenix team, bro. They were good, bro. And then they won that one in 6. Then they faced the Boston Celtics, bro. Remember that Boston Celtics team? By that time, bro, Rajon Rondo was arguably one of the best point guard, bro. He was putting up triple doubles. He couldn't shoot worth shit, but he was rebounding, passing. He was doing everything Russell Westbrook was doing except scoring. And
Yeah.
they beat Boston in 7. You know what I'm saying? They
I
beat
mean, but let's be honest. They shouldn't have won that game. They shouldn't have beat them in 7. If Kendrick Perkins didn't get hurt,
Oh,
they
come
wasn't
on,
gonna beat
bro.
them, bro.
Come
You
on,
know they
bro.
wasn't gonna beat them,
Come
man. They
on,
had them
bro.
up, what, by
Kendrick Perkins,
13?
bro. Kendrick Perkins,
Yeah,
huh? Kendrick Perkins,
yeah.
bro.
Hey, you know what?
Kendrick Perkins.
Remember,
Man, get out of here,
he did
bro.
a really good job that series on the big men. Like Kendrick Perkins was a rim protector, right? That was his job, and he did a really good job on those boys, Andrew Bynum and Paul Gasol. So, and when Kobe would come to the lane, Kendrick Perkins met him at the rim. So they did a really good job, but he got hurt game 7, and he couldn't play. So I think that was the deciding factor in why they won. But then again, I mean, anybody can say that about the Lakers and say, yo, you know what? The Lakers, they had 4 months off. They had the pandemic. They didn't play the Clippers. So it's a lot of different things. But I want to talk about the 2020 Lakers.
They didn't play nobody, bro. I'm looking at it. They faced Portland. All they got is Dame. They go against Houston. James Harden, you know, Houston was one of James Harden's last few years. They go against Denver. I mean, come on, bro. Denver wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying? And then they go against the Heat, who just got lucky, bro. Like nobody expected the Heat. The Heat was like a 5th seed, bro. I mean, I'm listening to your points. I'm just sitting there saying, no, bro. Like that was a cakewalk.
Well, I would say this though. You have to look at how they played throughout the whole season, not just the playoffs, right? So let's take the playoffs out and think about this season. The Lakers were the number 1 seed throughout the entire season. They were the number 1 rated defense and number 3 rated offense, if I'm not mistaken. You know, you can check my stats on that. But they were a top defensive and a top offensive team, and they were the number 1 rated team throughout and the number 1 ranked team throughout the whole entire league, all the way up into the pandemic. So for me, I felt like that team, they played good defense. They were locked in. They had chemistry. They played the right way. And I think they played championship basketball throughout the whole year. So I think they had a good chance to win, even if they did play like the Clippers or other more stiff competition.
Yeah, but I still think it's Lamar Odom. I forgot all about Lamar Odom in that 2010 Lakers. Yo, 6 man. Yo, 6 man was Lamar Odom, bro. You know, and Lamar Odom could play in today's NBA. I'm looking at the 22 Lakers, bro. 2020 Lakers, bro. I mean, like, what do they have, bro? I mean, come on, bro. Huh? You know what I'm saying?
KCP. You know, obviously you had Bron, you had Kuzma.
They ain't got nobody, bro. They got Danny Green, Rajon Rondo, Dwight Howard, Kyle Kuzma. All they had was LeBron and Anthony Davis. And let's be honest, bro. You got 1.5 superstar. You know what I'm saying?
Well, AD played really well that year. He had a really good year. He had a really good playoffs. But I think this is where the NBA is going. So even at that time, you got to think about it too. They had good wing defenders. They had 3-and-D guys who can shoot threes and play defense. They had 2 good rim protectors. They had Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, good rim protectors. Then they also played help defense. And Rajon Rondo was really, he just kind of anchored that defense and that team together. And LeBron and AD just put them over the top. And you can kind of see like how that is so important in today's NBA, because if you don't have those multiple pieces, then it's going to be really difficult to have a real actual squad. So it kind of reminds me of those 2010 Lakers where you have Paul Gasol and Andrew Bynum. That would be Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. And then you had Ron Artest was a 3-and-D wing. That reminds me of Danny Green, right? So it's just, you see some similarities, but I think if you had a matchup head to head, it's hard to bet against AD and LeBron, man. It just is,
Yeah.
bro.
I mean, you messed up when you said JaVale McGee, bro. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna tell you this. Like, this thing, Anthony Davis, to me, overall, is probably way more talented than Paul Gasol. But Paul Gasol was consistent. You know what I'm saying, bro? When I saw that video with Giannis, bro, just bullying Anthony Davis, bro, just bully. I was like, man, that dude, he ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Paul Gasol, bro, was consistent. Paul
Yeah.
Gasol was consistent. You know what I'm
He
saying?
was tough.
He was tough. Like, I mean, if LeBron played for this Lakers, bro, he probably would have cussed Anthony Davis out of LA, bro. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like I said, I think I said this before. The coaching, you had Phil Jackson as your coach. You know what I'm saying? I just think the 20. I know it's a different style of basketball, but I don't care what era. I don't care if the 2020 Lakers played 2010 style basketball. The 2010 Lakers had to play 2020 style basketball. That Lakers is still because Kobe could shoot threes. He just had never shot them in volume at that time. You know what I'm saying? And then they played much tougher defense in 2010. I think the thing about that Lakers team, and this is just my take. You tell me how you feel. That Lakers team was also more like it was a more they were more they had better chemistry than the 2020 Lakers. You know, I think Paul Gasol and Kobe as superstars fit better than LeBron and AD. What I mean by that, this is fine because I feel like Paul Gasol, like I think Anthony Davis to me is a 1 in a 2's body, where I think Paul Gasol was more naturally a 2, the number 2 option, and I think he actually was okay with that. Like you knew who the alpha of that team was. Where I think for Anthony Davis and Kobe, I mean Anthony Davis and LeBron, you know LeBron is the alpha on that team, but the problem is that Anthony Davis has the potential to be that, but he just kind of back, you know what I'm saying? So I think that Lakers 2010 had better leadership. You know, I mean, you got Derek Fisher, Lamar Odom knew his role. I don't think that the 2020 Lakers could mess with it. They didn't even have a leadership.
No, they didn't.
You know what I'm saying? Compared to the 2010 Lakers, man. That's just my
I
thing.
think that's a fair point. That's a fair point. AD is a generational talent. AD, but it's the one thing that you mentioned, consistency. AD is not consistent, especially now since he won a championship. I mean, whoa, good luck trying to get him to be consistent. You know, he's just not. He's not that guy. And I think LeBron knows it. I think the Lakers organization knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows that he just ain't got it. And so Paul Gasol, you're right. I think it was a more natural fit for Paul Gasol to be like, look, man, Kobe's my guy. You know, I'm riding with Kobe. I can be Robin, and I'll make it happen. And I think that's also a difference between LeBron and Kobe. I think LeBron is more of a player's player, whereas Kobe is more of a general type player, where he's going to be the enforcer type player. Like, look, I'm in the gym at 4 a.m. Y'all need to be at the gym 4 a.m. You know what I'm saying? That's how Kobe attitude was. Where LeBron is like, look, man, get your time in. I'm gonna be over here working out. Y'all can come join me if you want to, but just make sure you get your time in. So I just think it's different leadership styles. I'm not saying they're right or wrong, but I don't know. You tell me this. Like in terms of leadership, how would you break down that leadership of that team versus the Lakers 2020 Lakers versus the 2010 Lakers? Just leadership.
I think when it comes to leadership, like I don't necessarily think that Kobe was a better leader than LeBron. I don't believe that. I mean, all accounts, I think Kobe, like even if you hear Phil Jackson talk about Kobe, he always said that Kobe developed into that. But I think what happens that Lakers team had better leadership outside of just Kobe. Derek Fisher was steady. You know, Paul Gasol, I mean, you didn't have to motivate Paul Gasol. So I think Kobe always did better when he had players who were already mentally focused. So I think that Lakers team in 2010 just had better leadership across the board. The coaching, obviously, you got Phil Jackson, who him and Kobe have been together for years. And I think also Kobe was, you know, I think he didn't have to hold them guys accountable. Like he didn't have to hold Paul Gasol accountable like LeBron has to hold AD accountable. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I think so that Lakers team just had, and then let's be honest, bro, you had Metta World Peace. You had Warriors on that team, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Metta World Peace. I remember he had that big shot. Was it against Phoenix that year? That big 3?
Yep.
No, in the finals. He had that putback. Right? I think, you know what I'm saying? I think in game 7, if I'm not mistaken. But it's like I think he had was it Phoenix? He had that putback game.
I remember.
And I remember he made a big 3-pointer in the Boston series. So I think Game 6 or Game 7. So they just had better. They had better veteran leaders across the
Yeah.
board. Even I think Anthony Davis, you probably give him pep talks and shit all the time. I think it's just better leadership across the board in 2010. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I think Kobe had more auxiliary leaders where he had like de facto leaders like Derek Fisher. Metta World Peace was like this, the bodyguard, right? So where LeBron, outside of Frank Vogel on the court, I would say Rajon Rondo. But LeBron did have champions though. Like JaVale McGee came from the Warriors. He had that champion. He had
JaVale
that
McGee,
champion
bro.
DNA, bro. I'm
Come
telling
on,
you,
bro.
bro, you can't you can't underestimate the value of JaVale McGee, bro. He played a pivotal role in that championship win, bro. Like he only gave you probably like 15, 20 minutes, but they were impactful minutes, right? He's a disruptor in the middle. So think about it, especially in 2020, right? You need that spacing. Like the spacing in the NBA is different than it was in 2010. So he's considered like a modern day big, right? Back in 2010, he'd be like a little fella, but he's a modern day big. So in the NBA now, what they do is they switch. So if you're able to switch and JaVale McGee, you can actually guard a wing player like a small forward or even a power forward or the center position. Now you can switch everything. So that was very, very, very pivotal for the Lakers because now they didn't have to play these bigger guys. They can play smaller guys like JaVale McGee and still be successful. So I just think it's a matter of strategy because think about it. Imagine Andrew Bynum or Pau Gasol playing all the way out to the 3-point line, trying to switch off players and stuff. They get cooked every time. But JaVale McGee, he was able to actually stay in front of his man, clog up the middle, block shots, be disruptive, cause teams to second guess, hesitate, and get out of their system of what they were trying to run. So I think he played a pivotal role in that series, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to do the numbers up, man. You over bigging this dude up. Like,
See,
bro,
you look at that stats, bro. You can't stats ain't gonna always show you the true impact of a player, bro.
Yeah, you're right, bro. In that NBA championship, bro, he averaged 9.6 minutes per game, 2 points and 1.3 block. Man, he was a difference maker, bro. Throughout the season, bro. He played average 16.6 minutes. Oh man, 6.6 points and 1.4 blocks, man. Yeah.
See, get out of here, man.
Get out, man. Come on, bro.
You have to see it, bro. Like I saw it with the eye test. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro. But man, we gotta do more fun videos like this, man. Kind of comparing different eras of teams and players and stuff like that, man. So so just make sure
this
you
was
share,
fun, bro.
Yeah, make sure you share, like, and subscribe, man, and just put in the chat like who you think is better, man. I mean, I'm obviously me, I'm 2010 Lakers fan, but just put in the chat who you think is better.
Well, I know a lot of people, Laker Nation, probably gonna say Kobe. I mean, Kobe been with the Lakers for 20 years, LeBron 4 or 5 years, but LeBron did deliver a championship, so a lot of people got to be happy about that, and they may deliver one this year too. Who knows?
You know what this is, bro?
5 championships.
5 championships, bro.
Yeah, in 20 years. So 5 in 20 years, that's what, 20%. So 20% of the time he won a championship.
No, who, Kobe?
Yeah.
No, but Kobe. This Kobe. He won that in 10 years, bro. From 99 bro, they won that from 99 in 10 years. They had won 5. So that was his 5th championship because that was the last year he won. That's 5 championships, bro, in LA, bro. That's why he's
bro. I can win a championship with Shaq, bro. You can win a championship with prime Shaq, bro.
Nah, bro, Kobe. Kobe. Like, especially them last 2 years, Kobe held that together. Because Shaq, I think Shaq was deteriorating towards the end. Like Kobe kept that thing. Like, I actually think Kobe. I think it would have been great to see Kobe. I think Kobe's. I mean, we could get into this later, but I think Kobe's best years got wasted. You know what I'm saying? After Shaq left, they didn't have a team. But that's a whole conversation for another day, man. Just make sure you like and subscribe, man, and share, man. Have a good day, everybody.
Peace.